everyone, and welcome to the Little Wolf Knits podcast. This is session 44, and I am Brianna. I am the dyer, designer, and human behind the Little Wolf Knits and this YouTube channel. If you were just checking us out for the first time, welcome. I feel like my hair is messed up. And if you're coming back from another video, thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as you enjoyed the last one. It is Thursday, May 30th, and it is about 9:30 in the morning. It is way later in the week and way earlier in the day than I normally record these podcasts, but it was Memorial Day this weekend, and my whole schedule is thrown off. But I realized if I wanted to get a video out to you, we'd have to be flexible and get it done. So here we are. We have a few things finished, a few things I've been working on, and a few things you haven't seen at all. And a few other things that look very different from the last time you saw them. So I hope if you are watching this in the morning, you grab a cup of something. If you're watching this in the afternoon, grab a cup of something else, and let's dive in. Let's start with what I'm wearing. I've worn this a bajillion times, but it is my low tide tee, and it came out last weekend, and y'all, the response to this pattern release is one of the best releases I have had in a really long time, especially for a t-shirt. I think my second half sweatshirt was the last release that has been this successful, and I am so glad everyone is loving it as much as I am. Clearly, I wear mine at least once a week, and I have two of them, so I am wearing this half of my work week, pretty much, and I cannot stop wearing it. This one is the first sample, and this is in cinnamon sugar on Sunfish. This has about 11 inches of positive ease, which seems like a lot, but when you wear it, you will see this is what it looks like. It's perfect. Don't be scared of ease, fam. It is so, so good. Let's chat admin just for a second because there are a few updates. The Hot Stitch Summer Mal is in full swing. We just wrapped up week 2 and we are heading into week 3. Technically, I know we started on a Tuesday, but we head into week 3 yesterday on Wednesday. I don't know when you're seeing this, but we're heading into week 3. It has been so much fun. We are giving away lots of patterns as prizes, which is awesome, because folks are jumping in and joining right at the beginning of the mal. All you have to do is follow both Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy and myself on Instagram. Post your finished objects with the hashtag Hot Stitch Summer Mal 2024. And then make sure that every Wednesday you're responding, commenting, tagging friends on our giveaway post that we post collaboratively every Wednesday on Instagram. We also have a Discord. The link is down below and in my bio on Instagram at the Little Wolf Knits, where folks are just chatting and sharing whips and supporting each other, and it is so much fun. So if you're interested, come check that out and join us over there. That's all we have for admin. So let's chat finished objects. You heard that right, objects. I have finished 2 things in the time since we last spoke, and I am so excited about it. The first needs to get blocked, but I was waiting to show it to you all. It is the baby sweater for my friend. It is so stinking cute, and I love it. This is my Night Sky. This is Toffee, and then I ran out of yarn, so I decided to, instead of making the sleeve short, I lengthened them a little bit so you could always roll them up, and I added a little pop of chamber. I think it's super cute, the color blocking. I could have done it on the body, but the body was already done. But this needs to go into the bath and get a block, and I'm not going to talk too much about the pattern because they are not an inclusive adult size designer, and I don't feel like talking about it. I've had this pattern for a very long time, so financially I'm going to keep using it, but I'm not going to talk about it. The flax sweater is a really great alternative if you're interested in a child's sweater. So that is the first finished object I have for this week. The second one, I'm calling a finished object. You might not, but that's okay because it's not your podcast. So I finished spinning a single of a braid I was working on last time. So this braid you saw just when I was about halfway through the spin, and it is Atomic Fibers Studio. And this colorway is Wild Pumpkin. So it has these oranges, these deep greens and teals, and then some brown and these hot pinks that you could see fleck throughout. And this is spun pretty finely. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get a 2-ply fingering weight and I will have about 200 grams of this. Maybe a little bit more, depending on how well I balance these. But that is finished. It is a finished bobbin. It is not a finished spin, but it's a finished bobbin. So I'm putting it in my FO section because I can. That felt very short, but those are the 2 things that I finished this week. I have done a lot of working on projects, so let's chat whips. The first whip I have is something that you may think that you've seen before. However, I promise you haven't. So this is in my Songbird handmade bag. And this is my design, my newest design that I'm working on using strawberry milk on Sunfish. And you may ask, why do you have this yarn in a ball, Brianna? Usually you have your yarns in nice cakes. And that would be a very good question to ask. And the answer is because I worked almost this entire ball before I realized that I made a very, very simple error in my thought process of this design. I loved the fit of this top, so I built the construction to have the same fit up top as a drop shoulder. And then I was working down, and the funky construction that I'm doing for this design does not work the same with the drop shoulder. I need not that much ease, and I'm going to add sleeves. So I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just in low tide love when I cast this on, but I got actually as far as I am now. On a Sunday night at about midnight, I said, this is not going to work. I need to frog this whole thing. And Michael was like, oh, the whole thing? I'm like, yep, I'm just frogging it. And I sat there and we were playing a game and I wound it all up into a ball and started over on Monday. And I am back to where we were. So on Monday, I finished the entire back panel. It's still going to have the same neckline as this low tie tee, which I love, and the same double knit sort of I-cord edge and a similar shape. It's just going to be not a drop shoulder. What is this called? A top down. It will have a seam here, a pickup for a sleeve, and then an edging like this. But the neckline is the same. It follows the same shaping and all of that, so it will have the same fit, which is very exciting. And then you join in the round for the body, as you can see, and work a little. But now I've separated and I've started to work flat. Why am I working flat? Because I'm working this cool design. I don't know how I'm gonna show this or how you're gonna be able to see this. That is, see how there are two, it's one needle right now, but the back is on a needle twice. There are 2 flaps basically for the back, 2 back pieces that are getting worked for every front piece. So you're working and creating this really cool shaping where this back is going to scoop, and then underneath it, this other piece is going to scoop, and you'll have a really cool like cross back design. And I am so excited, and I feel much more confident that it is going to work this way, the way that I have it. It is flying now. It is going so much quicker than it was going. I figured out all the kinks, and now I am working on the correct amount of stitches. So that makes life much easier. My goal is to have this finished within this next week. I know that was my goal last time. But I think it is doable since this was 2 days work. I knit about 2 inches a day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, I should have this done. So very excited. And then this one needs to get into testing because I would love to put this out in early August while it is still warm. Okay. So that is whip number 1. That is technically a totally different whip than the last time you saw it. I also have whip number 2, which looks very different from the last time you saw it. This is in my horse feather fiber arts bag. I don't know, I think it's upside down. Can you see it? I used to carry these in my shop and the maker has been very busy and we haven't been able to collaborate in a while, although I would love to get more of her bags back. But I showed you this yarn. Black Sage and Blackberry, Tough Woolens, my favorite. I showed you this yarn last week. We have Birthday Suit undyed and we have Chocolate Biscotti, both on Sunfish. And I realized if I was going to make socks for Michael, our anniversary is Tuesday. I need to get these going. So on Tuesday afternoon, literally while we were at dinner, I worked up the toe and then I joined the main color and just did a few rounds of ribbing, did a few rounds of the main color while we were waiting for our movie to start. I ended up working on my other top the entirety of the movie, but I'm gonna have to focus on this a little bit to get these going. So if I do 2 inches of those a day, and then I can work on these the rest of the time. I don't believe I'm going to finish 2 socks in 4 days. But I definitely can finish one and get the other one going. If I didn't have that design, if that design was done, this would have been simple to do, but that's okay. Here we are, and I have a little brownie progress keeper from Sucra Miniatures, I believe. And it's very cute, so I'm gonna move that one up. I think I had a chocolate chip cookie on my other design. Oh no, I had s'mores. I had the s'more from Sweet Cherry Jewelry Co. What is their name? That's their name. Sweet Cherry Jewelry Co. What is happening? Oh no. Okay, I don't know what I did. I think I pulled the end through the front of the sock. I can deal with this later. This is not a now issue, but I pulled the end through the front. I'll leave that out so I can fix that. And then I have one more whip that I've been working on. Technically, I haven't been working on it. I worked on it by finishing the other braid, but now I'm going to start the second braid that will become my 2-ply. So this is, again, here's the tag, Atomic Fiber Studio. And this one is called Fall is Here, and it is 4 ounces of non-superwash Corriedale. And it's so fun and poppy, which I think is going to be very important because that other one is looking pretty autumnal. So I think this is going to be fun. I understand why the other one is called Wild Pumpkin, but this could also be Wild Pumpkin, and that one could be Fall is Here very easily. But super fun. I have not started it yet, but I have an empty bobbin on my wheel and ready to go. And I'm just going to start this in a minute. Honestly, I might start this today before I go downstairs to the dye studio, just so that it's started, because we all know I work on things more once they're started. But I'm very excited. I would love to finish at least this half of the braid. I've split it in half this week, and then the other half of the braid next week. So I could ply those and get those going, because that will be a lot of fun. I don't have any other whips that I'm working on. I do have lots of things I'm dreaming about, but those are just dreams for now. So you'll hear about them eventually. I do have some fun, exciting things coming in the mail, although they are not here yet. So again, we'll talk about those at another time. But let's just chat for a minute about what's in the shop. This month we have lots of exciting things in the shop. Some you've heard about already, some that are a little bit new, but they will all be available on my website come June 1st, which is Saturday, but I wanted to show them here so you could get a little bit of a sneak peek. The first few things are already available, but Moana single skein and single day boxes are still available through the next few weeks, so make sure to grab them if you want. I am dyeing them up this week for those who got full boxes with an additional skein, and they are so good. Some folks have gotten the single skein on fiber, and it's amazing. I have dyed up some extra rambouillet. I'm either gonna keep it for myself or maybe someone else will grab it, but it is so good and fun and tropical. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm very, very excited about it. And then we also have our October Beetlejuice boxes available, the 13-day and 30-day, as well as the single skein or single day options are all available. Fingering weight, DK weight, and a fiber base. And the single skein can be on any base or any combination of bases. So you could get fingering and a suri or a DK weight or an my Opti worsted weight base. You could get any base that you want. And I'm very, very excited and very excited to see how excited you all are for that one. And then we have our June clubs, and our June clubs are very, very exciting. How many times can I say exciting? A million more times, don't you worry. They're really, really exciting this month because it is the last month of our Ted Lasso Club. For this year, we're wrapping up this quarter with a staple of a place that is very exciting. And we are wrapping up our From the Open Road Club in May, was our last club colorway for 2024 for that club. However, we're doing something really, really special in June, and I think you all are going to love it at least as much as I do, because it's amazing. The first one is Ted Lasso's Club, and it is Crown and Anchor, which is inspired by the bar that they always spend their time in. It has all the deep maroons and plums and browns and teals in it, and it is the perfect jewel tone. It is so good. It's not necessarily the most like bright and summery color, but I'm thinking about getting this now, casting on a fall sweater or a dress for Rhinebeck, or I don't know, man. Something about the richness of these jewel tones makes me think it could be a really, really cool tank top. So Crown and Anchor, super fun. Loving that one. And this one is inspired and thereby called Bridal Bouquet. So this is inspired by my own bouquet that I had at my wedding, and it has all these layers of peach and greens and blues and ivories, champagnes, and these really fun pops of this peachy, this bright blue, and this green, because that's what my bouquet looked like. If you haven't seen pictures, I'll make sure to leave a photo or two in the listing, but this bouquet was so special, and we were coming up on our first anniversary. It is next week. It is June 4th. Isn't that wild? I feel like we were just getting married last month. I feel like it's just turned 2024 and we're already in June, basically. And we've been married for a year. I think I'm going to use this to make a dress. It's so perfect. It's so bright. And one of my testers, Jean, who is Jean.knits, has used this for her C Street tank to see it worked up, and it is even more beautiful once it's worked up. So I definitely will be using this for a dress. I think, oh, maybe this has to be a hat. I think Michael would like this as a hat, but I like it with the skulls. I don't know, we'll see. That could be fun with some gold trim. We'll see what this becomes, but both of these will be available in the shop Saturday, June 1st. There will be some bags listed from the Coven Collected and Progress Keepers from Very Warm Stripes. Coming very soon. I honestly have not gotten around to it because of life stuff, which I guess we can chat about now. Life has just been really busy. We have still been navigating all of the things you have to do when your car gets totaled and you have to get a new car. We're navigating all of that. Michael's car is also not in good shape, so we've mostly been a one-car family. We've been navigating it, and I think I should be picking up my car today. I'm leasing a Jeep Compass, the same car I had, but a newer version. I got an amazing deal, and I couldn't say no to it. So I am hoping to pick that up today. I'm very excited about that. This past weekend, we were down the shore for Memorial Day, and the forecast was kind of rainy, which honestly I love, because that means a lot of folks who would just come down for the day or the weekend might not make it down, but it ended up being beautiful. We were on the beach all day Saturday. We were in the backyard lounging in the sun all day Sunday, and then Monday it was rainy, but it was still really fun to just hang out and play games and do all of the things that you do when you're all living in the same house together. It's always the fun part about the shore. And Michael and I have, just been making some life decisions, figuring things out. We went to a few open houses. Nothing too serious, but just wanted to check some things out. And we saw, what did we see last week? Last week we saw If. It was cute. It was different than both of us thought it was going to be. We both thought it would be much more about the imaginary characters, a little bit more similar to a like Monsters, Inc. But I think it actually ended up being much more about the human characters, which was fine, just different, and it was very cute. This week we saw The Strangers Chapter 1, and it was not so good. It was fine. It was like, not so good in the way that horror movies are not so good. But I'm probably going to see the next one. It ended like to be continued, and I'm sure we will see it again. At least I will. I don't know if Michael will. I'm sure Michael will. But that's what we've been watching in the movies. We've been watching American Horror Story, New York City. Still, we actually haven't been watching too much of that. We've been so busy lately. So perhaps we'll get back to that tonight or this weekend. And I'm still reading Megan Miranda, The Perfect Stranger. It's good. It's good. I haven't been having as much reading time, again, with everything that's been going on. But we are switching to, once I finish reading this, I think I'm at 80%, so I should get through it by this weekend. We are reading Lock Every Door for our Wolfpack book club. That's happening in June. So I'll have about a week and a half to read that. 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half to read that. And I'm really excited about that one. So I will keep you posted on how it goes. But I think that is all that I have to talk about today. Today, like I said, is going to be a busy day. I'm getting out into the dye studio, doing a lot of dyeing. And then I have a meeting. I'm picking up my car, which hopefully all goes well. Everyone was like, are you excited? I was like, I'm nervous. I'm excited and nervous. So hopefully it goes well. I like the car. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen this model. I just have not seen my specific car. And then as long as the dealership does not take that long this evening, we should be meeting friends for pizza at a new, very, very new brewery about 2 blocks away from us, nearby that I met from our Wolfpack who lives in my town, which is so fun. So we're going to do a little double date and do that later this evening, tonight. So very full day. I hope you are all getting outside and enjoying the weather, whether it is heading into summer or heading into winter. I hope you're getting some time to be in the sun, and I will chat with you all next week. Until then, take care of each other. Bye.